Hello, beloved. So today I'm talking about one of my favorite topics, and that's prosperity consciousness. So, as I am becoming more familiar and comfortable and embedded into the divine mind, the lack consciousness, which permeates humanity, turns into prosperity consciousness. And we can really grasp that when we understand that the divine is our true source of all things. So she's been taking me shopping for a couple of years now. And when I say she takes me shopping, things would light up. Things just light up. And it's been exercising my abundance muscle. But I've really stepped into it lately, especially when I'm offering her my work, my websites, and all that stuff. And I offer her my bank accounts. They're yours, Divine Mother. Do with them what you will. Anyway, I understood when I fully started stepping into prosperity consciousness, and that was after one of these magical shopping trips, because she wants to delight us. We don't have to deprive ourselves or give up our desires. Really, we're here to enjoy all earthly delights, so it's all okay. And she wants us to be delighted. So I went on another magic shopping trip with her. And I mean, just little things, that delight me and make me happy, like bath salt and candles and, things that are colorful and sparkly. So she took me on one of these divine shopping trips. And then right after, okay, well, this is prosperity consciousness. So in the past, and until just very recently, I would get this anxiety and this guilt about spending the money. And if I went above a certain threshold, I could feel the anxiety, like, oh my God, I'm not going to have enough in my bank account. I'm not going to have enough. And when I talk about the lack consciousness, you see this in people who are wealthy as well. It's never enough. My husband and I have gone through rags and riches so many times, and even when we're at the richest part, we never feel like there's enough. Interestingly, we're probably at what we would call the rags part right now in relation, but the prosperity conscious is there so much that there's just not a worry at all. She is our true source. So anyway, I could feel the anxiety wanting to come back in of like, oh my God, I'm spending too much. Oh my God, I went over my limit. And then I'm like, no. She is our true source of everything. So I thank her for the shopping trip. I thank her for these delights. And I get into the car, I'm like, thank you, Divine Mother. That was so much fun. Yes, I spent, more than I had planned to, but thank you, that was so much more fun. And then she told me to go to the bank, take out $100 of my account, and get it in small bills and quarters and jam that into my purse and my little stashes. And that is not something, this was a divine directive. This is not something I would have done on my own because I'd already gone over my limit. And she's telling me to really go over my limit and get the cash. And I have to give credit again to Florence Scovel Shinn, because in one of her books, she talks about having a purse of the spirit that is jammed and full of money. And so I had just read that, I think, the night before this shopping trip. So I went to the bank, I went in and exchanged it for tens and fives and quarters, and I just crammed them into my purse and into my little stashes. I made a new stash with one of the pretty boxes I had got on my shopping trip. It's got a crystal on it, and made that into like one of my divine money boxes. And that is my assignment. I'd given everybody a raise. So I gave my cleaning woman a raise. She's been working us for 13 years. I gave her a raise. I'm contributing more at home. So my husband feels like he has a raise. I'm taking out extra cash on my bank account every week, so I've gotten a raise. This is prosperity consciousness. And she talks about, I'm talking about the Divine Mother, but she tells me, watch while I vigorously replenish you. So even as I'm taking it out and spending it on these things that delight me, and even as I take it out of the bank, there's a different mindset because I know she vigorously replenishes me. And she tells me, watch how I vigorously replenish you. You can count on your own in your own life. Look at your own life at all the times you felt lack. But no matter what, you've always been provided for. Always. She will always provide for us. But now she wants to come in bigger and grander ways. And when we are serving her, when we are a vessel for her vision for us and her purpose for us, she vigorously replenishes us in so many ways. I was reading this story about this guy who was counting money, a stack of 20s. And by the time, when he got to the end of the stack, there was another stack. I mean, this is miraculous stuff. You know, there should have been only like a few 20s, but it just kept going on and going on and going on. He's like, oh my God, I am experiencing something miraculous here. But then he got so excited and so attached to it that it ended. But at the end, he had $2,000. And I've experienced this in small doses. When I look in my bank account, I'm like, I didn't know I had that much money. Or when I look in my purse and there's a 20 that I wasn't expecting there would be there. This happens and will continue to happen as we let the divine in, as we embrace our prosperity consciousness, and as we truly understand that she is the source of all things, and she always wants to vigorously replenish us in all ways. So welcome in that prosperity consciousness. It's part of the divine mind, and it's such a better place to be. I love you.